Do you think that I am a good person? Do you think that I'm a good person? Now, if you've watched my videos before, you know that I actually don't think that I'm a good person. And I'm not trying to do that to gain sympathy. Oh, Nick, you're great. You really, no. I honestly, in my mind, part of my identity is that I truly don't believe that I'm a good person. And there's really two levels of that. The first being my moral religious beliefs, and that is that I believe that all people were born as sinners and we don't need to be taught to do bad things and to be selfish, and it's always going to be a struggle not to be selfish and greedy and self-centered. So by default, no, I'm not a good person, because just because I haven't murdered someone doesn't mean that I'm any better than someone who did that. Because what if I gossip? Gossip is a horrible thing. There's no law against it, but it's destructive. It's not good. Like lying, it's not good. So to me, in my mind, sin is sin, and I was born into it, and we all were, and we're all in the same boat, and we must be saved. Okay, there's that side of it, which most of you aren't religious, and you just heard that. Man, Nick, when are you going to stop believing that garbage? That's all fairy tale. There, I saved you the trouble in the comment. But the other side of it, as far as me believing I'm not a good person, and this is just valid in my own mind, about me not believing I'm a good person. I think one of the biggest things that holds people back in general in life is that they believe that they're good people. As long as you believe I'm a good person, then that opens the door up for people to take advantage of you, to offend you, because you deserve better than that. You're a good person. She can't talk to you that way. No, he just cut me off when I was driving. Then he flipped me off and he cursed me out. He can't. I deserve better than that. I'm a good person. And for me, I don't believe I deserve anything. I don't deserve anything. Whether it's good or bad, I don't deserve it. That's not how life works. If you expect life to give you things that you deserve because you're a good person, then you're going to be disappointed. So for me, I don't want to be disappointed. I do not think I'm a good person. Therefore, I do not deserve people to treat me nice or mean. There is no such thing. Let people do what they want to. I'm not going to let them emotionally affect me, because it is a decision that you get to make whether other people offend you or not. But most people can't psychologically get there to realize and accept that it's always a choice whether or not you're offended by something someone does or says. It's always a choice. But most people, because they believe they're good people, they can't get there because they deserve better. But me, I don't deserve better. I'm not a good person. Not only am I a sinner by default, but who am I to say that I'm a good person? What is good? Well, and now we're getting to this point where, well, I guess we've got to sort out what we think makes a bad person. In my mind, I call that sin. But there's, well, like gossip for one. Gossip. That's a bad thing. That's not a good thing to be known as the person who's meddling and talking about other people behind their back. And that can be very hurtful. But there's no law against it. But at the same time, you could take it to the next level, and you could actually be known as a mean person who says mean things to people. You know, and it's like, for me, part of my whole thing about running this channel is we have to assume that most of the videos I make, a lot of people are going to disagree with me on, especially ones about religion and politics and diet, things like that. Naturally, people are going to disagree. But I always try to make it clear, I don't disrespect you or look down on you because you don't believe the same as me. I assume that you don't. I assume most people don't agree with me on most things. So to imply that I have a problem with that would mean I have a problem with the whole world. I believe in letting people live their own lives and making their own decisions. But as far as me believing I'm a good person or not, I mean, you could maybe, like on Star Wars, consider me Han Solo. I mean, by default, he was on the good guy side, but he was just kind of there. He wasn't really a good guy or a bad guy by default. Luke Skywalker was the good guy, and Darth Vader was the bad guy. But Han Solo, he was just doing his job. And I feel, for me, I'd rather not identify as a good person, because Who out there is identifying as a bad person? Anyone who's truly a bad person? Because people who the rest of us perceive as bad people have their own moral code. People that mass murder people, which we all can agree are bad people, right? They have some kind of moral code that drives them to do that and invert their version of reality. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. I just don't want to get caught up in believing I'm a good person and believing that I deserve good things because of that. I don't see myself as a good person. Do you? That's the question. Do you? You know me, you've been watching my videos. Do you think that I'm a good person? You can say that I'm ignorant. You can say that I need to know more about world geography and that I'm blinded by my religion. But aside from all that, am I a good person? I submit that I'm not. What do you say?